Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to go over some quick information before I started this reading here. I have gotten quite a few emails just in questions about how to go about private readings, what they entail, everything like that. So I figured I'd just touch on the subject while right here in the beginning of the video for anyone that has any questions. All videos or all pricing that you're seeing below is for live readings. I really try and stay away from doing recorded readings. While I will accommodate if the time zones are too different and you want something immediate, I'm totally happy to be in accommodation of that. But I really, really do like just to be able to kind of sit, chat, and connect with people and go about that. Believe it or not, I really love doing tarot reading. It's a big passion of mine, and because of that, you know, I like the time that I get to spend with people and get to connect with them. It's very real, and like enlightening to me, and just a great feeling to be in service like that. So I really try and do provide live readings. Whereas like maybe a lot of other readers, you know, their prices are for video recorded readings, and then they come back and have a live reading price. All of mine are at live reading price. It's not going to change in price if you do get a recorded one, because it's not my preference, so that's just how I'm running things over here. Thank you guys so much for all the donations, the private readings, the reaching out, the comments, the likes, the subscribes. I so appreciate it. With that, I think I have some good news. I think that this video will be the last video on this camera. I think I have enough money now to get a newer camera, or at least a better camera, which I think will really provide to this channel quite a bit, because right now it's kind of much more of a podcast than it is you being able to really see the cards. Even though sometimes I hold them up, it's just not the clearest of pictures, and I think that really kind of takes away a lot from the messages, because, you know, all you're really getting is just the your ear function, you know, just hearing the message. And I'd love to be able to bring in, you know, the eyes as well, so it's video and audio, right? And totally paint a better picture, because I feel like that would really get the message out there a lot clearer. As articulate as I am in relaying these messages, you know, picture paints 1,000 words, right? So, with that being said, I have pre-prayed, I have pre-shuffled. I will do a couple quick shuffles here on camera for everybody. I think I've touched all my bases that I needed to cover here. Donation links, Facebook link in the description, as well as information on the private reading. If you do decide that you want a private reading, just go ahead and use the PayPal link in the description, and then you should be able to provide a message with the PayPal explaining what you're wanting from it, or you can also follow that up with an email from me to me as well. You can do both. I'm totally happy. I do not mind going through emails and all of that. I view that as part of the gig. So with that being said, I'm gonna hop right into this here. Today's reading is going to be a Twin Flame Collective reading, and we're gonna see how the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine are feeling about each other. I don't know if you guys can hear my roommate's dog howling right now. There was a, like an ambulance or something that came through just a little bit ago, and he likes to talk to them. He's a cute little Dalmatian, so he's cool. I feel like that one really wants to be there. I feel like that's why it came out like that. I'm going to leave it there. So, headspace, heart space, overall actions. Headspace, heart space, overall actions. Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine. Okay, so for the overall ending energy here, for what has come up is the Princess of Pentacles. Princess of Pentacles is the Page of Pentacles. This is somebody that is coming in with a communication. Um, I've always kind of viewed them as bringing in that Ace of Pentacles. So this would be a grounded new beginning, some sort of new start. It could be in the realms of a financial new beginning or a new start. Maybe they are looking at it as something of maybe either a business and or it could just be something of as far as like them actually desiring to have that more committed three-dimensional new beginning. So we'll get probably more clarification as this goes. So Divine Masculine's headspace is the Seven of Swords. The Divine Masculine's heart space is the Sun. The overall actions are the Lovers. Ooh la la. The Divine Feminine's headspace is the World. The Divine Feminine's heart space is the Queen of Swords. And the Divine Feminine's overall or likely actions is the King of Swords. So, right away, what this is talking about, the Divine Masculine may be thinking about kind of going back into that sneaking around phase to communicate with the Divine Feminine. They might be trying to kind of plot how to sneak around. They might not be having the most pure of thoughts. They might be kind of, I don't know why this message is coming across, but it is. They might be really kind of lusting after the Divine Feminine and trying to figure out if there's a way that they could sneak out to go do that. That kind of feeling is what I'm getting off of it here. Them really still wanting to be there, but they know that they would have to be in kind of a low-key way to do it, and that's kind of the energy I'm getting here. The heart space with the Sun. The Sun is the most positive card in the tarot deck. This is all about illumination, fun times, happiness. This is them being totally, in a childlike state of happiness and love, and just being in that state of like really probably thinking about the Divine Feminine and all the happy times they've had and all the best the stuff that's occurred between them that's really illuminated this entire connection to what it is, as well as not just being nostalgic but also thinking and planning out what the future would look like. So it's not just like a nostalgic state that I'm getting, it's also like, okay, this was great in the past, how do I create this in the future too? The reason I'm leaning really towards that message is because we have the overall action here as the Lovers. So this is that like really faded connection, that understanding of the twin flame journey or soulmates or life partners, whatever you want to call it. Obviously they are all very different in nature. Because each one has their own individual path and journey that occurs going down these kind of faded connections. So this is them, even though they might not be aware of the twin flame journey. This might be them saying, "Oh my gosh, this person is my soulmate. This is my one. They are my one. They are my person." So the Divine Feminine's headspace. She has the World. The World is all about the ending of cycles, so new things can begin. This is the Divine Feminine really realizing that a new chapter is among them. I really feel like a lot of people right now, especially in the Divine Feminine collective, are looking at this full moon that's about to approach with 152 years since the last time it came through, with it being a supermoon, blue moon, and the lunar eclipse all tied to it. That's a lot of energy that we're about to release on the world that it hasn't seen in 152 years since the last time this has happened. So this is a big astrological event relatively for where we're at right now. So this is them compartmentalizing and chaptering out their life and saying, well, this is the one end of my chapter and something new is coming. In the heart space is filled with the Queen of Swords. So right now, I think a lot of the Divine Feminines are feeling very logical about everything going on in their world. They are starting to really view the connection between the divine masculine in them in a logical state. It's them not necessarily just being so overwhelmed with their emotional state constantly of I love this person so much and I just can't do anything but think about it, but them now starting to take this logical perspective and look at it even through like a fifth dimensional aspect of saying, okay, well, this is a soul contract kind of adventure that I'm on here. And because of that, I have to accept some of the things that have happened because it was all preordained and meant to play out. And because they have this approach, the likely action here is the King of Swords. So this is them basically viewing the divine masculine in also this same kind of logical state. This is them approaching that same situation of how their actions have been, because they're starting to understand that even though maybe this emotional ride has been trying and difficult, that the divine masculine really has also been going down an equally trying and difficult journey with equally different obstacles and paths that they have to overcome, and then really coming into the understanding of that and looking at that through that kind of lens here. I think this is really between these two. This is the releasing of a lot of emotions, of maybe the burden of hurt and the regrets, the sleepless nights, wondering if you made the right choice or if you went down the right road or if you would have done something differently, and really understanding that this all happened exactly for the reason it was supposed to get you to where you're at right now, for the sake of your growth, for the sake of pushing you into either new jobs, new careers, new partnerships and meetings with people, because right now through separation a lot of the divine feminines are really reaching out and they are meeting new connections, and these are people that you may have to actually affect later on and help them throughout their life, because we are light workers, guys. That this is part of the journey. It's not just about this love connection. We have jobs to do afterwards, right? And these connections, who knows how many years down the road that all of a sudden you're gonna have to play an important part in somebody else's life, and it's just this chain of events, because we're all cogs in the machine to get this thing to turn, right? And we're trying to take the world into a state of illumination through love and light. It's really the next big change for the planet. If we want the planet to continue, we have to have this new awakening spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and have these kinds of conversations. And the conversations happen one conversation at a time, right? There's just no other way to connect with people really intimately other than that one-on-one, soul-felt kind of connections, right? So with that being said, the overall energy, I'm sorry, between the two, that's probably important, right? Is the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is such an excellent card here because this is victory and success moving forward. It's a representation of, here in this picture, of people kind of bowing to some sort of high authority figure moving through the town. And this is them like celebration of their return and them coming back and conquering their battles. So let's get some clarifiers here. Interesting. So the overall ending energy for the next row here is going to be the Four of Cups. This is all about them trying to balance out their emotions, right? This is them, everybody trying to come into this balanced state of emotions that have been, chaotic and all over the place for the last year, easy, if not longer, depending on how long your journey's been. And this is really them, and not them, it's everybody. It's the divine feminine as well, coming into this place of balancing out their emotions. So we have the presence of the Five of Cups under the Seven of Swords. We have the presence of the Six of Cups under the Sun. And we have the presence of the Four of Swords under the Lovers. For the Divine Feminine's headspace with the World, we have Justice. With the Queen of Swords, we have the Magician. And with the King of Swords, we have the Four of Wands and the Hermit. Okay? And the overall energy here, the Ace of Wands. Cool, cool, cool. So, what this is saying here is that you have the Seven of Swords with the Five of Cups. This is them sneaking around in that third-party situation, right? But with the depiction of the Five of Cups here in this deck, it's actually the person looking away from the three spilled cups and holding on to the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups obviously being union. So this is them getting out of that sorrow state and really accepting what they have, what they still have left. This is them looking away from that third party situation and looking towards the future of the with the Two Cups in hand and moving in that direction. So this is the progression from the regular Rider-Waite Tarot of the Five of Cups where they're still mourning in the past. This is them getting over that hurdle and moving to the next phase where they see that even though all this stuff has happened in the past, they still have a future and they don't have to let their past hold them back. Under the Sun here, we have the Six of Cups. This is all about the returning of emotions and nostalgia and bringing in that person from the past. What you see here is, I'm going to try and hold this up. I wish we had the new camera already, but there's water flowing into this cup here that she's catching. So her cups are being filled, right? So it's that return of the emotional nostalgia. And in the ending of the Five of Cups here in the progression of the Six of Cups. So we have 4, 5, 6 right here in the cups. We're watching the progression occur for the Divine Masculine. And the progression occurs and goes into their heart space. So this is them emotionally coming into this fulfillment. Logically, in their head, they're moving past what's happened in the past. So with this illumination and this fun and this happiness to the Six of Cups, this is them, really looking at the past and looking at the future and trying to basically blend the past to the future to, have that happiness and that abundance and that joyful time that they've been really that they really appreciate about their Divine Feminine, that no one else can really do for them. There's just that connection that they have there. So the overall actions with the Lovers, we have the Four of Swords here. This is them balancing out their emotions from the Lover's state through meditation and reflection. This is them really trying to balance everything that's has occurred in the past, them meditating on it, reflecting on it, really probably them reflecting a lot on this Seven of Swords, this sneaking around kind of thing, and saying, hey, if I want this connection, I can't keep going back to doing the same stuff. If I do the same thing, I'm going to get the same result every single time. And it's them realizing that it's been a cycle that they've been going through. And this cycle has to end because it's not fulfilling their highest self. And it's not helping them grow into their highest self. And because they're on a twin flame journey, they're very much on that same connection of trying to fill that role of becoming their highest self. That is overall what everyone in the Twin Flame Collective should be trying to do at all times. So, what was this? The World card? Yeah, the World card with Justice. So this talks about the ending of the cycle, so something new can come. So and it's coming through this state of being balanced. you're balancing your emotions over here. This is balancing more than just the emotions. This is balancing emotions and actions and everything like that. This is the ending of impulsiveness, and things like that. Sending 6-page messages abruptly because you didn't get a text message back at what you felt a timely manner was. That kind of energy. This is the balance to closing out that cycle, because you're starting to view it in this logical format. And the logical format is what's really allowing the manifestation to occur. That's what we're seeing here with the magician. Because the divine feminine is now really stepping out of just being emotionally vulnerable and allowing the emotions to dictate all of the actions in their life, they're able to now take it from a logical approach. And because they're taking it from a logical approach, they're controlling their thoughts. They're breeding into reality what they're looking for, because they realize that their thoughts are ultimately manifesting, and if they're spending time dwelling about negative situations, that's what they're going to breed more of. So this is them stepping back and saying, hey, I got to take a logical approach to what I'm thinking about. So if I spend 1 minute of my day thinking about all the negative stuff that's happened, I need to spend 10 minutes of my day actively being consumed by all the positive stuff that I want to occur, and how that looks and what that means and what that comes to. And the likely action here is them seeing the King of Swords, the Divine Masculine, and this the Four of Wands, which is the twin flame union. Them seeing this union phase here really close, and they're seeing that all they need to do is really take in control of their thoughts, and let their thoughts dictate how it plays out, and give way to divine timing, give way to the space that gets created, and flow naturally with the events that occur. This comes through the state of introspection. So a lot of divine feminines right now are currently not in communication with their divine masculine, or are in limited communication if they're not in a union state. And this is because they need to go internally to reflect on everything that's occurring. This is them reflecting on this magician card here, on how they have to approach this from a logical thing, so they can really step into their third dimension and fifth dimension higher self to manifest this connection. Okay, this is this reflection, and I feel like a lot of us have already been in this reflection state. I don't feel like this is like, oh, hey, you're gonna have more of this coming. I feel like this is something that's been going on. It's a current progression, because we have this victory and movement forward here into this passionate new beginning with the Ace of Wands. This is the overall energy between the both of them, right, and likely outcome. So this is them reflecting over here, and this is the movement and success because they're doing it. And it's going to breed this new beginning, because the Divine Masculine is also in the state of meditation and reflection. The Four of Swords and the Hermit are pretty similar in energies. The only major difference is that this is kind of a little bit more of a cutting energy, and it can still be kind of tied back to heartbreak at some point. So, let's get some more clarifiers. Let's see what comes out. Wow, I'm already at 24 minutes. I better hurry. Whatever. I'm just going to kick it, right? Alright. So, we have the Judgment card, the Page of Wands, and the Knight of Cups coming here from the from underneath the Seven of Swords and Five of Cups. So this is saying that them moving forward out of this sneaking energy and everything that's happened in the past, they have this new rebirth that occurs, and this is like the Phoenix rising from the ashes here in the Judgment card. And because they go through this ascension by fire kind of process of everything being burned away, it allows for the opening up of the Page of Wands and Knight of Cups to come through, which is this a message of an emotional new beginning and passion that needs to be relayed clearly to the Divine Feminine. The Divine Masculine, if I have any Divine Masculines currently watching this and it's totally resonating, now is the time. Move forward with it. They have the World card over here. They are ready for the message to come through. Okay? They do not fear anything about it. They're open and ready to receive the message. I promise you. So this new birth, this trial by fire, this breeds in this new desire for communication and this movement forward. And how they're going to basically relay all the things that they've been feeling for the Divine Feminine over the past XYZ amount of time for, wherever you're at in your situation, whenever they really started going through this emotional awakening. Because I feel like a lot of the Divine Masculines out there, with their twin flame counterpart, did have a emotional connection with them, but they weren't really being driven by their emotions. I'm getting that this may have been a very kind of physical connection for some of the Divine Masculines out there. And now it's progressed, it's changed. It's no longer that. It's this desire of passion and connection and them wanting all of it, not just the physical aspect or the communication. It's more than that. It's the emotional connection as well. All right, so underneath the sun we have the Six of Cups here. So them having their cups filled and returning to the person of their past, that nostalgic state, and them really kind of breeding in what they want for the future. Okay, so we have the Knight of Wands, the King of Wands, and the Ace of Wands. This is a fiery new beginning. They want to really step this up because they have such a burning desire in them for getting back to this. They are remembering everything that was great about the connection between the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine. What made this entire thing go to this length and why this path has continued on for this long. This is them feeling that entire passion and burning desire and craving for the nostalgic reconnection with this person from their past. And this is them really charging forward with this message here. Them ultimately realizing that they need to have the conversation, they need to make the movement because their heart is just swelling with all these emotions and it's building up and there's no release to it, and they need to have this release of all this passion and emotion and desire because the longer it goes, it's like the only thing they can think about. It's just constantly on their mind. And because of this, they're stepping into this King of Wands or the twin flame fiery side of the Divine Masculine. This is them stepping into that passionate state that I've just been talking about. And really what leads into them having this Ace of Wands fiery new beginning and creativity and passion over here. They want this new beginning. They want this new start here. With all this passion. They want to basically reignite the fire that has been there in the past and watch it burn. They're ready for it. So, the Four of Swords underneath the Lovers here. I'm feeling that card. We have the Tower, the Eight of Cups, and the Six of Cups. So, to me, this is them going through that dark night of the soul, that realization. This is them no longer being able to hide their feelings, their desires, their passions, their cravings. And because they have had all this, their karmic situation, this unfulfilling emotional situation, goes through a Tower moment. This could very well be the thing that basically causes the ending of karmic relationships. You know, whatever occurs from this, you know, is obviously going to be different for everybody. But this could very much be them having a very real and deep conversation with their karmic partner about, hey, I can't do this. I love this other person. This isn't doing it for me. Or even maybe, I mean, it's going to be totally different for everybody because you know, it's going to be all unique to each individual story. But this is the coming together and the colliding of this Eight of Cups, this unfulfilling emotional situation, and this Six of Cups, where they have this nostalgic, I love this person from my past, what the fuck am I doing with my life kind of feeling, right? So that's very much where the lover's state is at, right? There's going to be some sort of big change that occurs here in the Divine Masculine's life in regards to what they've been meditating about, and this emotional, unfulfilling situation. So they can move to the Six of Cups here. That glare is horrible. Okay. So they can move to that Six of Cups energy. And return to that person of their past, because they want to bring in this cup here, this cup that's been being filled over here, right, with all this fiery passion. So yeah. So we have underneath Justice, we have the Wheel of Fortune, we have the Chariot, and we have the Nine of Wands. So with the World and Justice, this is about the ending of that chapter, right? And that's just being reiterated here again with the Wheel of Fortune. This is saying that the chapter is coming to a close because it's time. It's divinely time. It's the gears are turning. It no longer serves the universe in its best interest to hold that situation. What has been meant to be learned, what karmic cycles have been meant to be played out, have been played out. It's time for the next phase here. And it's coming in a pretty quick manner with the Chariot. The Chariot is one of the faster moving energies I've always perceived. And it's through the balance of everything that basically is what's driving it. As the balance here with the emotional state for the Divine Feminine in the manifestation, this really drives and pushes this energy from the universal energy. It really pushes and drives and closing out this situation. The Divine Feminine is going to probably be feeling a bit defensive here right away and hoping that they're not just getting more of the same shit from the past, right? No one wants to sign up for another karmic cycle of how many times do we have to go about this same thing before we can learn the lessons. And it looks here like the lessons have been learned because the Divine Feminine is now manifesting, right? She's stepping into this magician role. She's really taking control of her head and her heart and head, heart, spirit, soul, all of it. She's taking that into her mind and looking at it from a logical perspective and saying, hey, my mind is a tool that I can use to create whatever reality I want. There's obviously still that defensiveness because they don't want more of this Seven of Swords. They don't want more of the Five of Cups. They don't want any more to do with this karmic partner that's just been creating this emotionally unfulfilling situation, not only for the Divine Masculine, but for themselves as well. Because there is a lack of fulfillment when you are in that separation state. You know, there is that longing and desired connection between the two. Sorry guys, I think this one's gonna just be a bit longer of a video just because I think all these twin flames connection videos when I'm doing this are just gonna be a longer videos. There's just, you know, an extra set of cards and I feel like it's important for me to go in depth with what I'm saying here. I apologize if that eats up a lot of your time or whatever that you have dedicated to these videos. But it is just kind of what I'm being called and drawn to do. So I hope I can get some understanding here. So through this we have Death, we have the Fool, and we have the Eight of Pentacles. So, this to me talks about them manifesting this transitionary state to move to this new beginning. This is them ending out all their old feelings, their old connections that they've had, and really letting go of the past and accepting that this is a spiritual journey. This is very much a spiritual journey that they've been on, and because it's a spiritual journey that has these soul contracts, they're understanding that what has occurred absolutely had to occur in order for them to get to exactly right where they're at, for this new beginning here in the Fool. So the Fool is all about, taking that leap of faith and trusting in God and the universe that they have your best interests and best intentions at mind when they're doing this. And then, it's that, leaping before you look kind of energy. Just, all right, I'm just going to trust that you catch me when I jump. And that trust fall that's being taken here. Because they know that they've been working hard. And they're seeing that everything that they've worked hard for in the past, and the work that they've been putting in to get to where they're at, ultimately has all been done really by them. Even if it has been through kind of being pushed by the divine masculine and in hopes to become this highest self. And in the realization that everything has been done by themselves, they have this feeling in their heart of realizing that basically they can't lose anything because they're creators. They can remanifest and remake anything that they need to. There's no real risk or fear of losing anything because this is a divinely protected relationship. So what they've been working towards and what they've been working on, they can always continue to work on and rebuild, no matter whatever occurs over here with this other person, right? Like, they know that they can always create a new beginning. They can always create more opportunities. They can always remanifest in whatever they need because they have that ability with being the magician and being so fifth dimensionally aware. So, under the King of Swords with the Four of Wands and Hermit here. Sorry, my brain literally just quit working for 3 seconds to try and read that card. I don't know what happened there. Cool. So we have right here the 10 of Cups, we have the High Priestess, and we have the Four of Pentacles. So this is all about, through their reflection, through their realization of their union state, through their intuition, through them realizing their magician-like state, everything that's come from the dark to the light, they realize that they really can still have this 10 of Cups, this happy, fulfilling, emotional connection with the divine masculine, because they're realizing that everything has been played out exactly how it's supposed to. So they really can release everything from the past, and they're able to hold on to the Four of Wands, that union love, and the 10 of Cups, that emotional fulfillment. And they get this through their intuition. They really have this mental breakthrough of realizing that this is something that they can actually tangibly hold on to. Where maybe in the past the divine feminine was, can I even forgive this person? Can I even let this stuff go? This is the realization that absolutely you can, because you are a divine feminine. You are a divine creature who is, totally capable of manifesting whatever reality you need in order for this to occur. Okay, and so under the Six of Wands with the Ace of Wands. Let's see what we pull for clarifiers here. We have the presence of the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Seven of Swords. So, This, to me, talks about both people kind of being sly and underhanded here. About, like, I'm not really picking up a bad energy off this. This is more like both people kind of doing the work in secrecy behind one another's backs and going like, hey, this person's about to be in for a crazy surprise when they realize all these changes that I've made. I wonder what they're gonna think the next time they run into me. You know, this is them because they've worked hard. They've come to this spiritual enlightenment. They've come to this state of manifestation. Um, on both sides here, this is the divine masculine saying, "Hey, my person's gonna be so shocked when they realize that I've been doing all this stuff. Kind of." While they didn't even think I was thinking about them or whatever, and sneaking away from their situation to come be with the divine feminine. This is them doing the work, behind the scenes that you don't get to see on both sides. And then you have the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. So this is them coming together, right? This is them totally coming together in this abundancy of their home life. This is them having all the growth and everything that's occurred due to everything that they've been doing behind the scenes, all of a sudden playing out. Everything that they've been both taking the time to manifest and grow and really bring into their life. On all accounts, but especially three-dimensionally. This could be, somebody who's been really like working out and dieting and or has opened up a new business and they're having this growth. Whatever the case may be, they're definitely coming together due to a lot of personal growth on both sides of it here. So that cool. And then that's such an interesting overall energy, and I'm actually going to read this one in reverse just because that's how it flipped, and it totally makes sense here, and I feel like I'm being drawn here. This is the Three of Swords, but in reverse. This is the only deck that sometimes I do actually read in reverse. And especially with everything that we're seeing here, I can't even see how this would lead to heartbreak whatsoever. However, I can definitely see how this Three of Swords in reverse would be the healing of heartbreak, the end of heartbreak, that craving because the person is coming back. Ten of Cups over here, happy fulfillment, the Lovers. We have all these sort of things that are basically in conjunction with this Three of Swords being in reverse. So this is overall ending energy here. Throughout everything, it looks like it is the healing of the Three of Swords. Overall ending energy here. So guys, if you've watched the video to this point, like, comment, share, subscribe. Donate if you feel like it would help the channel. Like I said, I think this is probably going to be the last video with this kind of potato camera. So that's great. All money donated, it really seriously does help me so much in getting new decks, new crystals to charge up the decks, getting me food even, really. It's so much love. If you have any interest in private readings, feel free to hit me up anywhere. I don't know. I'm a talker. I like to talk with people, so hit me up anywhere. I love talking to you guys. So much love. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Take it easy, guys.